Africa's demand for telecommunication services is on the rise. Only 18% of the African continent, however, is online, at pretty much the lowest rate in the world. The rapid growth of the telecommunications sector has been in tandem with the development of internet connectivity. According to Statista forecasts, the number of internet users in Africa increased to around 565 million in 2022, 6 times more than in 2010. By 2025, the figure might come close to 700 million. But despite the rapid rise, the internet usage covers only roughly 33% of the continent against the world average of 63.1%.
Typically, on average, those paid subscribers consumes about 0.8 gigabyte of the data every month. The only conclusion is internet is way too expensive.
Internet access and affordability are still major challenges for most Africans, especially those living in rural areas. But in urban areas, penetration has continued to grow steadily, reaching more individuals, communities, and corporate groups.
Most of the internet providers, they focus on high-income areas. So those low-income areas are rarely covered with good internet.
In efforts to avert these problems and bridge this gap, China has in recent years partnered with Africa to help further increase the spread of the internet across the continent.
Chinese telecom companies have in the past decade become key players in Africa's digital economy.
The partnership has realized rapid investments in the continent's digital infrastructure within the context of the Digital Silk Road program. Huawei is one of China's telecoms heavyweights that's addressing these rural connectivity challenges with targeted infrastructure products. They recently ventured into rural areas of Ghana to launch Rural Star, a network coverage solution that supports 2G, 3G, and 4G connectivity.
The installation of the Rural Star has enabled the students in this rural area to also reach their potential in terms of their education. The school has been able to introduce computers in the teaching and learning process. We are having about 30 computers. For our students, innovation is a bridge to a brighter future.
I'm learning more from the internet because it helps me in building my knowledge retention, and also it helped me in acquiring some useful skills with technology. Without connectivity, I won't be able to achieve my dream of becoming a computer engineer.
The network is expected to significantly bridge the digital divide in Africa's emerging economies, where many small and remote communities suffer from a lack of internet connectivity.
Connectivity is making a great impact in our services here in Banka. Now my patients are able to book an appointment with me, especially with my family planning services. The network has helped improve the health system, and that saves lives.
Other than Huawei, Connect Internet is another Chinese company providing affordable internet services to low middle-income residents in Nairobi, Kenya.
We have a model that works for them in a sense that we have flexible payment models that helps them to afford the internet. So that is something that we bring to the market that is helping us to penetrate in those areas.
We are giving out highly reliable, the best speeds in the industry at the most affordable price. For us, you can get unlimited internet for a particular period of time for a very affordable price.
With the partnership it's fostered with China Telecom Kenya Limited, Connect Internet has helped households access affordable internet.
I usually use it mostly to work because most of my work is done indoors. So I can say that it has been very, very consistent, especially during the day and at night, which makes it very, very reliable when compared to other services.
According to GSMA data, over the period to 2025, 4G adoption in sub-Saharan Africa will double to 28% compared to a global average of 57%. It is still early stages in the journey to 5G in sub-Saharan Africa. As of June 2021, there were 7 commercial 5G networks in 5 markets across the region. China's Huawei hardware equipment alone reportedly constitutes 70% of the 4G infrastructure in Africa. It was also the first to offer 5G services in Africa after partnering with South Africa's mobile operator MTN and then later with Kenya's mobile network provider Safaricom.
African users are getting online for the first time through 3G and 4G infrastructure that's being deployed now. Most African users will get online for the first time through a smartphone. It's the only way that many people are connecting.
More people now desire to purchase affordable smartphones to access the internet, and China is helping to make that possible.
Smartphone market in Africa. In 2020, its smartphone market share in the continent exceeded 40% and ranked number 1 by the end of the second quarter. Now, its brands include Techno, Itel, and Infinix.
Techno has been there, and we've been consistent until now, becoming the top of mind brand for smartphones. We think globally, we act locally, we bring a product that is for the consumers, and then we give them the price that they would afford it at.
Rising demand for these phones means the desired effect for Techno on the continent has been achieved.
I think the Chinese are doing great work. It's not the perception we used to have of imitated items. Right now we are seeing original stuff coming out of China, and I think it's time we embraced it.
China's role in supporting Africa to achieve its goal for equal digital access has been key after the COVID-19 pandemic forced several sectors in the economy to go digital.
I think that the Chinese equipment is generally quite a bit cheaper than alternatives from Western companies. And certainly given the affordability issues in Africa, I think that operators have tended to look to China for affordable telecommunications solutions as they deploy their networks across the continent.
Aside from internet coverage and mobile technologies, it is worth noting that China-Africa Cooperation in Digital Innovation also saw China roll out digital television packages to remote parts of Africa through Chinese subscription television service Star Times.
I am happy because now I am able to watch and learn about different cultures across the world, something I never thought would come my way in this life.
In a different kind of venture, China has also provided support through design and financial aid to Ethiopia when it made an attempt to venture into space when the country launched its first observatory satellite.
The satellite can take the photo of Ethiopian land, and then that photo is stored on the server. Then the expert on the ground can add a value on the photo or the data. Then it interprets, analyze, and then add a value. Then finally give to the end user.
Africa's telecommunications industry is experiencing rapid growth in all sectors. Institutions such as health, education, entrepreneurship, and finance seamlessly shift their service online through infrastructure aided by China. This success would not have been possible without the China-Africa partnership.